AITA for not wanting to take care of my mentally disabled half-sibling? Sorry for the long introduction, you can skip to the main part, but I felt like it's important / gives more insight or something. To preface, I, 56M, have two siblings, 53M, Jeff, and 50F, Annie. I also have a half-brother Ron, 39M, who's severely mentally challenged to the point he can't take care of himself. He's practically a toddler in a grown man's body. Growing up I had a strained relationship with my parents. In short, my father was an abusive POS and my mom was his biggest enabler. Annie was her favorite child, Jeff was his favorite child, and I was the black sheep of the family. Looking back, this probably shaped my worldview into a more cynical way. When I was 16, my POS father finally died, and my mother just decided to go get knocked up again. Everyone warned her about not having another baby as she was already in her late 30s and the baby could be born sick or with some genetic defect, which is precisely what happened. Not going to lie, the already resentful teen me harbored even my resentment ever since, and eventually I up and left as soon as I turned 18. I kept generally low contact ever since, preferring to stay focused on my own life, building a career, getting to know myself. Honestly, it was the best thing I did. It was liberating, I finally felt free and in charge of my own life. Now almost 40 years later I'm finally free again as I made enough money to retire earlier. I never married, but I've got some property and 4 amazing dogs. The most I've talked to my mother in years was sending her Christmas, Mother's Day, and happy birthday cards. I keep some contact with my siblings through, just enough to have a general understanding of their lives. Now some insight into lives of my siblings. Annie got married straight out of high school and already has children and even grandchildren. She still keeps contact with mom as she lives about 2 hours away from her anyway. Jeff got into college, he met his husband there, he got his happily ever after and has limited contact with mom, though he sends her money. Now the main part, you can easily skip to here. My mother is in her mid-70s now and she still lives with Ron, being his main caregiver and such. She doesn't work, she's completely dependent on government benefits and my siblings' support. Recently she got the idea that she's not going to last much longer, and now she wants someone of us to step in. She invited us all to a family dinner. She doesn't know how to use a modern phone or how to make group chats at that. I wasn't going to attend it, but Jeff practically begged me to come as he wanted to see me too. For the record, last time we saw each other in person was at his wedding 10 years ago when I walked him down the aisle. Don't ask, he really wanted me to and I didn't mind anyway. At the dinner, my mom announced the news that she wants us to step in and help her out with Ron and to become his main caregiver after she dies. She said that she would want me specifically since apparently I'm rich. I'm not, I just worked a lot and I don't have many expenses anyway, and I don't have any family. To be honest, I was just baffled by the amount of entitlement. I was trying my best to be polite and I really gently explained to her that I want nothing to do with her and Ron, that I don't care about him in the slightest and that I prefer to stay out of her business forever. This made her tear up as apparently my siblings already told her no and I was her last resort. She started crying and calling me ungrateful. I already had enough of her guilt tripping when I was a teen and a part of me was kinda relieved that she didn't change a single bit. I told her that I have nothing to be grateful for, except for maybe her letting her drunk husband beat the shit out of me and doing nothing about me and getting knocked up by one of his drinking buddies not even a month after his funeral. She got angry and said that I'm stupid to hold into some childish resentment and that it's time to move on already. I told her no again and stood my ground. Now my siblings are begging me to change my mind and help her out at least financially. I don't want to do that, I've got no desire to let her leech off the result of my long and hard work. Not to mention she's practically a stranger to me, I haven't heard a nice thing from her ever. I don't think that I'm an a-hole, but I'm still curious about hearing some outside opinions and to be honest I just wanted to get all this bullshit off my chest.